What up, Super Fun Force? Captain GameStar. Now bringing you guys another Star Wars Micro Galaxy. This time I got the Boba Fett Starship. And I was actually thinking of picking this up about 2 months ago. And then I decided not to. And then all of a sudden, like, bam, it was like ridiculously overpriced and hard to get because it's a Walmart exclusive. So I'm super thankful when I went to Walmart a couple days ago. I did a quick short showing some of the stuff I was looking at in the toy section. And that Walmart was super stacked, and they still had a few of these left in stock. So I was like, let me just pick it up because again, I'm starting to like Boba Fett more. I think the book of Boba Fett is a fantastic series. I think it's underappreciated. You know, they did have a good crossover with, you know, Din Djarin, Ahsoka, and of course, who can forget the Luke Skywalker appearance. So overall, I think it was fantastic. And I think a second season would be important and welcome to have because, you know, we could just now see more of Boba Fett. I think it was a great end of the season, like, finale when he got to ride on the Rancor. He was kind of befriending it. That became like his big vehicle / weapon monster that he was using to fight and reclaim his town. And I hope that he becomes more of a hero. Now, normally, like I said, I don't like villains, collecting them and stuff like that. Too many of them anyways. And, you know, Boba Fett at least is somewhat of an anti-hero at this point. So I think it'd be nice if he continued to evolve into more of a hero, right? He's obviously still like a, you know, kind of like a criminal underworld, like, you know, leader, I guess you could say, in Tatooine, but he's starting to do more good than bad. So hopefully that will that'll change if we get another season. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more of him as the Mandoverse continues to grow. So I decided to pick it up because, again, I like spaceships. You know, Star Wars has a great design. This one was a little bit funky at first too. So when I looked at it, I was like, every time I see this thing, it looks like a mask, like a Boomba mask or something, you know, like the eye, the 2 ears, and like the snout or the nose, whatever. But, you know, either way, it still has an interesting shape because, you know, we're some kind of like manta ray snail or something like that. But it's pretty innovative, right? Because, again, it starts off here. They sit down inside, as you can see. And then when it lifts up, right? Oh, it rotates. So I think, oh, yeah, that's right. The locking mechanism, we'll talk about that afterwards. But they're sitting down. And then when it gets vertical, then, as you know, you guys might not be able to see that clearly. It's dark, but let me open this up. It rotates up. So that's a cool mechanism that a lot of these new toys have. See, there you go. There is an Action Fleet version of this, you know, from, I think it's also from, I think it's Hasbro, yeah. A little bit more geared towards kids with play features. And there are some good from that series. Compared to this, you know, well, the thing is with the Action Fleet is I don't like the kind of strangely proportioned characters that much. And then sometimes they lose a lot of the details that we're seeing with more of like the replica that Jazzwares is going for. So it's still cool though. As you can see, watch my Outlander TIE Fighter video, because that I think is a fantastic pickup from Action Fleet for sure. Especially considering how it's a chase rare for Micro Galaxy. So, but looking at this, has a great color scheme. It actually reminds me of like a digital camo, and it would also be like a dulled version of something like, I don't know, Splatoon, kind of random. For those of you who know it, since I am a Nintendo player. But otherwise, I still like it because it does have, again, that, you know, vintage, futuristic sci-fi look that we've come to know from Star Wars coming out of the 70s and 80s. The only downside, there's only two, I would say. I like the detailing on the back. I just don't like the exposed screws. It kind of passed because, you know, all the electronics are underneath, so you could still kind of just imagine it's the mechanical, like metal parts or whatever. And then it does have this section here that opens up the flap for the bomb. Now, I think the Action Fleet one actually has two bombs you can, you know, like pieces that you can actually remove. But at least, you know, which is better, but this is still, you know, this is still nice. But as you can see inside too, we get great figures in the form of the Boba Fett and the Fennec Shand. Look very, very accurate. And, you know, again, they come in that style of the true retro, like 70s, you know, 1970s action figures that only pretty much can pivot their legs and arms up and down. But they're made more for playsets like this, right? And vehicles. So that's why, like, you know, my Mighty Max, one of my favorite toy lines, you know, is doing that. And I guess a lot of the older original Star Wars were eventually able to, you know, kind of be incorporated into other vehicles. And then now, you know, we have action figures with, you know, evolved articulation. So still cool though. I like the detail here. There's like the yellow on these bars. As you guys saw down here, got these blasters. Fortunately, they're not hollowed out, so that looks great. They can, you know, turn, you know, and I think they can go, yeah, they can't go 360, but they can go up and down like that. It's good enough. So it'd be like here. And the other secret was, like I was saying earlier, is when you open this up, I think you can, how did I do that? I think, did I push it down? There was like something I did to lock it into place. Hold on. I think I even locked down in place right here. Did I lock it into place here? The seats have clips on them. There you go. You guys can see that the seats have clips on them. So they're able to sit inside. The figure just looks basically like the, you know, the Boba Fett looks basically like the Din Djarin. Could have sworn there was, I'm gonna break it. There definitely is a way to lock this in place. I just don't remember why. Why isn't it working? I thought I pushed on it down. Here? Huh. There's definitely a way to lock it down. I just don't know what it is. I was experimenting. And I thought it has to do with like pushing this in a direction and locking it down. But I'm not going to push it super hard right now because if I don't feel like it's going into place, then who knows. But either way, you can look that up. I'll put it in the description box when I figure it out. Last thing to look at right here, very simple, is that there's a door. Little latch here. And this is cool because it has the carbonized plate inside. I also put, see if I can grab it. I also hid, I guess this is behind the door. There you go. Oh no, I didn't put it in there yet. I have the jetpack for Boba Fett, which plugs into his back. It has a port, he has a hole. You can slide it on the door. The carbonized, right there, as you guys can see, there's a carbonized panel. Actually, you know what? No, it's not a carbonized panel on this one. You can swap it with a carbonized panel from Din Djarin, but it's a weapons rack. So he has his rifles, his grenades and stuff, pistols, and then this also can peg in, but it's very hard to do. I feel like you need tweezers because this is not wide enough for me to pinch my fingers in and like slot it. So I just throw it in there. It doesn't come out. There's no other place for it to go. So that's what I'll do. But there it is. Super nice. And yeah, I just got to figure out a way to display it. That's the only other downside. There's interestingly enough a clip here, like a hollow clip, 2 more screws. And oh, you know why though too? I think, no, that obviously doesn't open. No, yeah, it doesn't open. But you know, maybe there's a way. I'm sure there's a way to find figure stands, and then you can somewhat hold it up, and then you can display it like that. But in the meantime, it has to just go down. But again, not the end of the world. So hopefully Micro Galaxy Jazzwares will give us more options in the future with vehicle stands, and should probably include them without, you know, hiking up the price or anything like that. But there you guys go. Totally worth it. Again, if you like Boba Fett, fantastic to have. It is a Walmart exclusive, so you got to be on the lookout for that. If you don't mind the Jango Fett version, you know, that comes with a young Boba Fett, if you like that color scheme or you like the Phantom Menace trilogy, then that's also a great recommendation to get. If you like, you know, Book of Boba Fett and Return of the Jedi, this is probably the one for you. All right, guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. You can check out my other Boba Fett vintage figure, and then be on the lookout for my vintage Fennec. All right. And in the meantime, keep it faith, say a prayer, spread that love, be positive, be thankful. I'll be coming back at you. Peace.